Um, Sean, show me the screenshot, how you see the view.
Hey, Lukas.
Hi, Nina.
Hi there. Are we live?
Sean, show me the screenshot, how you see the view. 1 second. I'm hearing myself because there is it on YouTube playing already, I think.
Hey, Lukas.
Hi. Hi, Nina.
Hi there. Are we live?
Sean, show me the screenshot. I'm not sure what's going on, but okay. Sean said we are live. So, hey guys, and hello everyone. Welcome to today's live.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Nina. You're looking great and have amazing nature.
Thank you.
Always.
Yeah, I try my best.
Yeah, looks like my home country as well.
Yeah, this part here really looks like a country. You see, this.
Yeah, countryside completely.
Mhm.
How do you feel? How is everything? How is life during this new moon in Virgo?
Well, I think the energies are getting a bit more calm now because August was true a roller coaster. It was a madness and it was really heavy, especially last 2 weeks of August, and especially the last week of August, because after the full moon in Aquarius, I think that one triggered a lot of crazy events externally and internally, and we will see more of that coming, of course. But this particular new moon will be a bit more grounded. You know, we had Leo season and now it's Virgo, so we have to ground those energies of Leo. You know, we have to tame the wild energies, the fiery energy. We are now grounding that. We are becoming more turned inward, and turned inward, I mean more turned into a real self-care, introspection,
right?
yeah,
Rational.
and also the healing moment, the physical healing, and the ability to learn how to take a proper care of ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually. Of course, nothing is separated. And the great mistake is that we usually separate, you know, spirit and matter. We always hear those two as a split, and we split those two in our minds. So we are mostly split in our minds, all of us. We all suffer to some degree from bipolar disorders. We are all bipolar.
Like a movie Split.
Yeah, movie Split. I forgot about that one. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And you know, the spirit and matter are never actually separate. In essence, they are inseparable. They are always intertwined. And actually, everything is spiritual, as we always say through these lives. There is no person in this world who is not spiritual, because we can hear a lot of this saying, you know, I am spiritual, but this person is not spiritual, and those kinds of stories. But in true, we are all spiritual beings, and everything has spirit. Every item, every object that we touch. So now under this new moon in Virgo, we are learning to bring these two again into the sacred unity. But you know, many people have a tendency to avoid and escape the pain, and instead of swallowing the pill for the pain, we should swallow that pain and learn to digest it, because you know, Virgo is also about digestion and the processing of what we eat, not only physical food, but everything that we take in. So this is a lot about how we digest the swallowed pain instead of swallowed pill. So we should, we are learning how to do that, and it's not easy, of course, but these energies are helping us a lot to come to that point where we can do that, where we can stand up for ourselves and really say, I am going to take responsibility of my own life, and I'm going to take proper care of my body, I am becoming aware of how everything affects my health, how my thoughts, one thought can change the whole frequency of my body. And we are becoming aware of these truths, you know, and we are also learning to discern things. We are discerning what is right and what is wrong for us, what is good for me and what is not good for me, what is waste of my time, what is not waste of my time, because Virgo is also about time management and schedules and duties and tasks and multitasking. So, you know, instead of running crazy and jumping from one task to another, we are learning how to manage our time in the real way.
How do you, Nina, how do you find yourself in the situation where you have to learn planning and scheduling? Because I think that you're learning well, the same like me.
Oh, yes, yes, it's been a while. It's been really, but you know, the Virgo season has just been started that, you know, previous week, 23rd of August. So now I'm learning a bit more, and this new moon in Virgo gives exactly that, like the real view, like, okay, now I know how am I going to, you know, organize my day and my time, and time for socializing, time for rest, time for work, time for meditation, time for inner work, time for, you know, entertainment. We have to create a clean and healthy organization of our life. So we are also dealing with unhealthy things, unhealthy routines, unhealthy habits. We have to see them in order to, you know, make it better, because Virgo is all about self-improvement and self-development. You know, we are always trying to be more perfect than we all already are. This is, you know, the tendency of the Virgo archetype, the maiden, the virgin. It's about the purity, being, you know, clean, being perfect. And that's how, that's why there is a element of shame, you know, conjoined with Virgo, because when there is a mistake and when we are not perfect, we are ashamed. And we may have an issue to admit that we've made a mistake also. So these energies are also reminding us of the importance of acceptance, you know, accepting that we are not perfect in the way that we have been taught what is perfect, but that everything is perfect already as it is. And when we have this kind of perception, it's much easier for us to live in this world. And actually that's when the alignments really happen, when we have this perception like, okay, everything is perfect already as everything is right now. I don't have to, you know,
this is
run around like crazy and improve every little detail so that everything is perfect. It's impossible, you know, because you can go mad if you try to improve and fix every little thing.
I think it's good to find the balance between two of the Mercury sides, yin and yang, which is Gemini and Virgo, and find a spot in between. Because if you go to more towards the freedom and being chaotic and random, it's not good. But if you go too much of, you know, control the things and be too much organized and precise, and as you are saying, perfect, it's also not good, because it doesn't work that way. I loved something Lucrezia shared, I remember, on her stories some time ago. It was like maybe like half a year ago or something. And because she is Virgo, so I do believe that she, by the way, you guys who don't know, so Lucrezia is one of the brilliant minds here at Monoments. So she's writing articles on monoments.com, and yeah. So anyway, so she shared something that it's I don't remember exactly the words, but it's something like almost like it's ascendant Virgo who knows how to surrender and let go of control, which is super complicated for Virgo. And
super complicated.
So I like that a lot. And but from my own experience lately, I'm feeling like there is the time is just going like this, like don't have time for anything. It's just
there's no time.
Where is the time? What's going on? It seems like the Matrix was speed up, you know. The hours are not the same anymore.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. That's the feeling. That's the exact feeling, you know. It's like no matter how you organize your day, no matter what you do, no matter how many different things, yeah, it's always the same, you know, missing the hours. Like, what happened with my hours? They are swallowed again. Like the whole day disappeared into these little tasks and little responsibilities. And this new moon is exactly about, you know, little revelations. It's not like something huge is going to change and huge changes are going to happen, but those little things are changing, and those little steps and little things are leading towards the huge changes. You know, just little detail can change everything. You know, one little routine that we change during the day changes our life completely. And this new moon is about that energy, and we are, you know, supported to make those new things, to do something, to change at least one thing that we do daily, to do something new, to do some healthy routine. And many of us will be faced with, you know, addictions as well, because this is, you know, Virgo and Pisces energies, because there is an opposition to Neptune in Pisces, and Pisces is opposition to Virgo, and it's about routines and healthy habits and toxic habits and detoxification. So we are all asked to, you know, purify ourselves, to purge ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally. You know, we have to clean our body, to clean our minds, to clean our emotional bodies as well. So and it's the process of
What internal Neptune and Pisces opposing the new moon in Virgo brings up internally for us?
Yeah, well, it can work in many ways, you know, because these always
are completely separate. This is nothing. There is no balance in them between. They are opposite completely.
Yeah, but this opposition is actually great. And you know, Mars is opposing Neptune, Mars is in Virgo, and this opposition can actually weaken this Mars, can make Mars's energy a bit low. You know, we may not feel so strong and so energy driven, but this is also good because now we are turned more inward. We can use this energy for something else, for more subtle activities, you know, for some more imaginative and dreamy things, for more creative aspects of our life and more spiritual. And it's also about the energy of avoidance. And the more we are in avoidance, the more we have a tendency to retreat inward. And this is, you know, this is actually, so this is good. If we avoid something, we can go inward, and there we can go into, you know, dream state, trance state, but also escapist state. As you know, there may be a need to escape everything, to escape the reality, to shut off from the world, you know, to create those big building blocks around us, and to just withdraw and retreat and just disappear, because the reality is too heavy to face right now. Too many responsibilities that I don't want to see, too many things that I don't want to deal with. So it's much easier for me to just
escape,
sleep all day long. Yeah, just sleep, or just fantasize, just, you know, watch movies, watch TV shows, eat, overeat, do anything that just makes my mind not dealing with the reality. So it could go that way too, but in a good way. We can use this to, you know, contemplate, to be introspective, to, you know, we can retrieve the vitality through facing that which we are avoiding. And we are reminded to see, what are we avoiding, what do we don't want to see, what is it that we are always constantly pushing off and delaying. Not now, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready yet. But now the energy is coming back again. No, you know, no matter how many times we push away something, it will always come back. Because, and also what we reject, we project. You know, whatever we reject, we project outside of ourselves. So, you know, for example, if we suppress anger in ourselves, if we don't want to show that angry energy, to express it, because we want to be polite, we want to be nice, we want to be kind, and, you know, we just don't want to be that angry person, so we suppress it. But what happens then? that same anger comes to us through other people who are around us. And you know, that's why people get confused, like, why do I get this kind of behavior from others when I am, you know, so good and so kind towards others? I'm so service oriented, I do everything for others, but you know, all the anger and all the stress that you suppress and that you don't show it and that you don't find a healthy outlet for, yeah, you get it back through most of the time through those very same people that you give service, because that's how it works. You know, you have to face it, you have to see, and you have to learn sometimes to say no as well. But because this is service oriented energy, it's Virgo, but also self-care, so we have to find a true healthy balance and a real understanding of what it means to really take care of ourselves. Not, you know, some people understand it literally, like, okay, now I'm going to take care only of myself and that's all I'm going to do. I disappear for others and I'm only going to take care of myself. And some people go into another extreme, like, this is service to others, so I'm going to serve others, you know, and neglect myself. So neither way is good, neither extreme is good. Yeah, and we have to learn, because we can be of service to others and we can take good care of ourselves at the same time. It's really possible. And you know, Virgo archetype is about that. It's teaching us how to do that, how to be a true,
No, I continue, sorry.
We are learning how to be a true healers and the true shamans and true masters, because Virgo is ultimately about that. It's shaman energy, you know. It's female shaman, because shamans are actually, you know, they have to have female principle very, very alive. And this female principle is, you know, the right brain, and it's the left part of our body. It's intuition, it's heart energy, it's more subtle energies, creative energies, you know, thinking not with logical mind, but using, you know, our sixth sense. And this is about that. It's about awakening those levels of ourselves. Yes, but we are awakening it through our body, you know, because Virgo and Mercury is, you know, about practicality, being useful, being, you know, productive, doing the real things, being tangible results. And it's never separate from the subtle energies, because, you know, as I said, it's
if so, just a question, like, now Virgo is service oriented, but we just went from the full moon in Aquarius, which was basically independency, and which is what about just about ourselves. So we had time to pause and reflect about ourselves. Now we moving into service. Is that correct? Or is there any side of Virgo that also triggers the feeling of where have to find the balance basically between service and, you know, other feelings that are to the surface?
Yes, well, because it's never only one side. You know, Aquarius is also about being of service to others, because it deals with communities, with larger groups of people, with the collective, with objective perception, with, you know, helping social circles, friends, seeing everyone as our brothers and sisters, you know, having the huge community, and where everyone helps each other and supports each other, but being authentic, being unique, being, you know, the true self. You know, that's very similar actually to this, because Virgo is taking care of ourselves, of our health, of our emotional body, physical body, mental body, but also through that, you know, serving others, being an example to others, giving a hand, being kind, being, you know, like a true healer. Because when we are healers, we can, you know, awaken the same principle in others. They can, when we all learn from each other, you know, we all learn from each other. If there were no people around us, we would never be able to improve and to evolve.
There wouldn't be a mirror to reflect.
Yeah, we have to have people around us, and we learn from them. We either learn not to do something, or we learn, yes, we want to do something, like that. And, you know, being a true Virgo is being that pure energy, being constantly self-improving, improving ourselves, self-betterment. You know, perfectionism is about that. It's not like I need to be perfect and that's the end. No, this is the very trigger that always inspires us to work towards self-betterment, because when we see that something is not perfect, we want to work towards making it perfect. So we are always having an inspiration and motivation to improve something. And this is about that, you know, we see that something is not working. Okay, I am going to improve it. I am going to make it work. And through that, I'm going to help others do the same. You know, I'm going to be of service because I have the power. I know how something is done. I know how something is done. And those are very, you know, practical and useful things. And being of service to ourselves is the same as being of service to others. There is no separation between those two things. We cannot be of service to ourselves without being of service to others. That is not real service to ourselves then. Also, the other way around is not working. If we are serving others and not ourselves, that's a disaster. That's a true hell, you know. That's when we become angry and malicious, and even we can develop some evil inner moments as well, like nobody sees what I'm doing and I'm all the time pleasing. That's people pleasing. That's not serving. That comes because of the fear of not being accepted, not fitting in, and not being, you know, recognized or approved. And we tend to please others instead of learning what is real service. It's not being a slave. It's not being somebody's slave, you know. That's not what this is. Being of service is when we have awareness of how important it is to have a healthy body, because our body is a sacred vessel and we need it in order to exchange everything in the right way with others. We cannot have healthy relationship if we are not aware of the importance of our physical body first. You know, we have to know the proper way to feed ourselves, the proper way to take personal hygiene, to be disciplined, you know, to use the time and energy in the proper way, not to waste it, you know, because we mostly waste our time and energy on things that are not really, you know, meaningful and significant. We have to learn. So we are now learning what is really purposeful, what is really having a true meaning, and where do I want to invest my time and energy, and where do I not want to invest my time and energy anymore, whether those are, you know, people, jobs, you know, daily activities, whatever it is. We have to see really where are we wasting our time and energy, and where we are really investing in something that has long-term quality. And this is, you know, separating wheat from chaff. This is that kind of energy. We are learning how to do that in our relationships, in our careers, in our, you know, physical, you know, bodies. You know, do we exercise? Do we eat healthy? Are we aware of the importance of through which we speak? Are we aware of the power of the words? Because Mercury is the ruler of this new moon, and Mercury is all about communication, you know, and the words and learning. So we have to learn how to teach each other the right things, not wrong things. You know, we have to improve the way we interact with each other through this, you know, learning and teaching, being an example, the real example. And, you know, new moon is a time when the moon is at 0 point. It's totally discharged. It's empty. You know, there was a full moon and the energy was waning and losing its power. The moon lost the power totally. And when there is a new moon, the moon is invisible in the sky. And it's, you know, it's ready for a refill. It's ready. It's waiting for, you know, filling the tank for the drive for the next 2 weeks until it gets full. So we are at this 0 point, and this is the, you know, the moments of low tides. You know, the sea level decreases and the sea withdraws, and now we can see, and we see what stays under the sea. When the sea withdraws, we see what's been hidden, you know. And now we see those things, you know, because we see those levels are withdrawing, and we can see what's been hidden,
This
you
is
know,
very
under the,
yeah.
we can see, and we can reveal those things, and we can find, you know, under the sea what's to be found, maybe some monsters, or maybe some treasure chests, you know, or both, probably both, you know,
Yeah.
monsters who keep the treasure, and we have to see them and to face them in order to reach that that box of treasure, you know. So
This
it's
is so,
yeah.
so cool the way you explain it makes sense. The first time I hear anyone explain me new moon. I heard a lot of
Yeah,
explanations about new moon, but this was so far the best. And
yeah,
the one that hits the point exactly of how it is actually in reality when you think about it, when you think is really empty. There is nothing.
yeah, it's empty. Yeah, so we have, that is why new moon is good for setting new intentions and planting seeds for the
Yeah.
future, because it's empty, and we can, you know, plant seeds for anything. It can grow because the energy is going to be filling and fulfilling and charging. Now we are totally discharged, and it's the energy of restart, you know. We are taking a new breath and filling our tanks and getting ready for the drive.
Yeah. So
And yeah,
I will share a little bit from my life now. So I had these basically feeling this Virgo energy because of course we are in the season of Virgo. Now we have new moon in Virgo, which is crazy together. And
yeah,
I have been feeling this desire to, you know, kind of find more balance in my life where I can schedule more things because I'm really out of control kind of person. Most of I get things done, but usually last minute, and organization is not existing in my life. So, I don't
yeah.
know
It was
how
pretty much the same with me.
I don't know how I survived until 29 now, so I don't know how I'm still alive. And I'm actually doing very well, but you know, now it's like for the first time in my life, I feel that I really want to be more organized. I want to have more schedules, more routines, more planning, more waking up early, going to sleep.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I don't understand this, but also at the same time, there is like restrictions where I'm just kind of like trying, but there is always something going on. The days, like I mentioned, the time just flies by and just no time for anything. So there is a lot of responsibilities, a lot of stuff going on. And you say it's time for going inwards, but I feel like I don't have time to go inwards. I need to do everything, you know, and need to wake up to do this. And the day goes and I'm like, oh my God, didn't do anything. Like what
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
you know, and still is hard to implement these changes. Now we had after the full moon, we went into new month. With this new month came a lot of responsibilities. I've been basically just sitting and working all the time nonstop here with the
Yeah,
moon.
it's back to school energy, you know. It's
And
September, back to school.
yeah, and this energy of trying to implement these Virgo qualities into my life, it's just frustrating me because there is always something that doesn't allow me to implement these, or I'm just finding excuses, you know, or but I don't think I'm finding excuses because it's like, you know, it's like this. So what are what this is where I'm coming with this is what are
Yeah.
some other energies that goes together with this new moon now that are pushing us into, you know, into chaos, or is there anything else going
Yes,
on?
of course. There is a lot going on. There are a lot of aspects
Tell me more.
astrologically. Yes, a lot, a lot. And you know, first I want to say it's totally normal that you feel, because I feel the same. You know, I have no time for anything. I didn't know how am I going to do this live today as well, but here we are. You know, everything is managed somehow, but I don't even know how. I don't know how I do it, but there is always, you know, new tasks, new tasks, new tasks. But
You need to ask Virgo.
yes, 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 yes. I mean, it's messy. It has to be messy because we are clearing up. You know, Virgos is about clearing up and cleaning things. So we have to find mess. We find mess when we clean things. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have a need to clean something when there is no mess. So there has to be mess when there is Virgo. There has to be mess although it may sound, opposite to that, neat and tidy, but it's mess, it's mess, and we are learning through that mess how to deal with our own mess and with the mess that we see around us.
It's interesting because as Gemini, you probably feel very comfortable in your mess and chaos. And you feel like everything is perfect. Wow, Virgo wants everything perfect, but it's a mess.
Yes, exactly. But the energies under the Virgo mess are completely different than Gemini's mess. It's completely different. It's more tangible mess. Gemini is more mental mess. It's more mess in the mind. But here it's the real mess. It's the mess that you can see with your physical eyes, and we cannot avoid it. And the energies are really, really crazy, at least to say, because there are many good aspects and many challenging aspects as well. There are many trines, which is perfect. That's friendly energy, supportive energy where we have green light for everything. There is the ruler of this new moon is Mercury, and Mercury is in trine aspect with Saturn, and this is an air energy. Mercury is in Libra, it's air sign, and Saturn is in Aquarius, another air sign. So a mental energy, Mercury and Saturn, good and friendly energy to do something practical with our ideas, to do something practical with the way we communicate with others, to restructure our plans and our imagination, and to do something really good and concrete change, to make something concrete out of our ideas, to manifest them in the good way. But then again, we have
I have an inappropriate joke. Time for it.
Okay, time for it.
For the first time, Saturn is friendly.
Yes. Yes, imagine it can be that way too.
Wow.
Yes, it can happen. Actually, Saturn is always, I don't know, it's always friendly if you're asking me, because it's like that strict parent who wants the best for his child, and the strict teacher who wants the best for his best student.
It depends. If the Saturn is possessed with evil, demons have to be gone.
Yeah, demons be gone. Yes,
be gone, demons.
But we have to learn, and we learn through Saturn. Saturn is our great teacher. It really is. And yeah, but it's good that we now have support from Saturn. It's good, but we have a challenging aspect from Pluto, and Pluto is the lord of the underworld, the lord of the unseen, and the world of shadows and transformations. And there is a square aspect with Venus, and Venus is the planet of love, harmony, beauty, values, finances as well, and relationships, of course. And it's in Libra. It's in her home, in her sign where she feels good. Yeah, in her home sign. And it can be very challenging. Square with Pluto from Venus can be tough, can be heavy, especially in relationships, because it can bring up to the surface things that are unresolved, things that have been hidden in the shadows, things that have been settled down, and now they are coming up. And we are seeing that in our closest relationships, in intimate relationships, with close friends. Things are being out, they are being dug up. What we have buried, it's coming up, and we are seeing it in our relationships. But it's everything that we have suppressed and abused within ourselves and avoided and not accepted it's coming up, and it's the energy of transformation. So we will see transformations in relationships, which can be very good if we if we are willing to deal with it and to be honest with the other side and speak about it and be more feeling and less proving my truth, your truth, and you know, instead of that, just feeling and accepting, and that's the way we can deal with those shadows, and we can actually make something good, something constructive. But we can also turn into, you know, victimized mode as well, because we can feel as victims, and we can, you know, switch between those roles of victim and persecutor, and we can see others, you know, the same, you know, somebody may be our prosecutor and we are the victims, or but that person may see the same from their point of view. So this could be that kind of energy, Venus Pluto. It can be very challenging, and the square is, you know, crisis. It shows some crisis, and we have to deal with it.
So the
But
things,
there are also good energies as well.
I mean,
more,
whenever I feel something is coming to my life from the past, because of the increased self-awareness, probably through the work that I do, I feel like I cannot, as you know, I can no longer run. Maybe if there is something I'm wanting in my life, you know, something new and something I have been working towards, then there is an opportunity for me to face it and not run and hide and not suppress it, because
it's always an opportunity. It's always an opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, because like all these old things come up because of security. So if there is no security and safety, these things might come up, or because of, you know, the energies we are going through in life now.
Yeah.
During these times where you are not allowed to basically turn around and breathe.
Yeah, basically.
Cannot have any control on that. And so feeling like sometimes these feelings of not belonging and feeling like, you know, it's just kind of need to go back to all do something. It just can be the external, also not necessarily internal.
Yes. There is always that, you know, when it comes back from somewhere, and it always comes back from the past. You know, there is always, you know, past is always involved within us and in our life, in our current life, and the past very much dictates our future. And if we allow ourselves to be victims of the past, we will only repeat that past in many other versions, but we will repeat it, although it may seem it's not, but it's repeating actually. So because it's always coming, for a resolution.
You feel like you are comfortable in your past, which doesn't actually exist anymore. When you get back to that past, you see that there is no more past. You cannot actually get back there. It's just an illusion that is not going to work. So basically, the only option anytime when this happens, you have to embrace the current version of yourself that is trying to create something different for the future.
Yes, and this is, you know, this is good. This is the right energy for that, because Virgo is about, you know, details, and we have to be focused on the little details that are now important. What is important now? Where should I put my intention and attention? Not tension, you know, not tension, but attention. You know, what needs my attention right now? You know, those are not things from the past, are things from the past. You know, and we should not willingly go back there. But if it comes now, it's here now. It doesn't mean that you are in the past, but things from past come in this right moment, and you have to deal with them. But, you know, and there is also, you know, there is a need to escape, as we said in the beginning, need to escape. But what we are actually doing, we are not helping that thing to go away when we escape it.
But this is only Pisces.
Yes. Yes,
For
yes,
me,
exactly.
This is what people say. I don't perceive it this way. I feel like Neptune and Pisces is the most amazing thing that can be in this
also
lifetime. It's an opportunity to realize that reality is only as it is, as you allow it to be, as you create it. So no one can influence your reality without your permission, because the real reality happens within internally first, and then we just project it outwardly through our frequency. So it's for me, it's interesting. But I just found this in astrology, like kind of misconception, where I read something and it doesn't make sense, like, because always astrologers say, you know, Neptune and Pisces is like illusion being, you know, all kind of stuff, and I just don't agree.
Yeah, but you know,
but confusion, I do agree about confusion, that it can bring up confusion.
Yes, I mean, you know, the truth is different for everyone.
Through self-awareness, if you have high self-awareness, you can navigate that, choose the positive side of this.
Yeah, you can change, as you said, we can change that frequency. You know, everything happens at the certain frequency. It's like radio station. You know, you have frequencies and you choose and you go, you know, from lower to higher, and it doesn't mean that one is better than the other one. It just, you have to search through them. You have to tune into the real one, where you feel the magic happens. You know, when you hear the good melody and tone, that's where you will stop and you will stay at that frequency.
Coming full circle to what you mentioned in the beginning about sixth sense, which is the gateway to all other senses that we have, because we are just infinite. So I feel like people who are disconnected from that sixth sense and live just in this reality as it is, and see and hear and smell and feel what is here presently, then, you know, I think the life is, you live like you are missing out, you are not getting anywhere, you know, like there is no feeling of fulfillment which comes through connection to your higher self, which is, you know, fulfillment and joy and peace and happiness and love.
But, you know, of course, and it's not something that we are born with immediately. We have to work on it, because this world, that this reality that we are born into, you know, when we receive the physical body, and the moment that we are born into this physical reality, we are under certain laws, and those laws are, you know, yeah, they are heavy laws, and, you know, we have a density. This body is dense, and everything that we touch, you know, we feel it and it hurts, and we grow through pain here in this reality. So we should not avoid the pain, we should not neglect the pain, and we should not be afraid of the pain. As we said in the beginning, don't swallow the pill, swallow the pain and digest it. Don't be afraid of it.
And this growth, again, what you are saying, if the moon is empty and the ocean is empty, there are no emotions, and you are feeling
exactly. And you can create from that point.
What you also mentioned in the beginning is we are going through this healing and growth process, and time of Virgo is of the healer, of introspection, and going inward, slowing down. But if we continue pushing forward extremely fast, then the collapse is inevitable. And so we have to find time to slow down in this moment, exactly right now. For anyone who is listening, you need to slow down. Drop. No, just joking. Find the time.
Yes, but, you know, we can become the masters of time. You know, we can, and this is, you know, time management. How do we deal with time? And time doesn't have to be our enemy, as we have been taught, because time is not slipping away. That's not the truth. Time is,
now we are making
time is time.
So is time is good.
Yes, and we are, as you mentioned, you know, for you, Neptune is not about illusions and confusions and addictions. It's about, you know, beauty, magic, transcendence, and unconditional love, and dreams, and, you know, fantasy in a good way, imagination. And we can change this. We are changing these archetypes right now. We can do it. You know, Saturn doesn't have to be always gloomy and dark and, you know, strict. It can be very supportive, very helpful. It can help us build anything and build everything with ourselves, with the power of who we are. Saturn can give us that, and we can collaborate. What?
We are only missing Mars. If Saturn is friendly, Mars is gone.
They need Mars always, you know. There is no action without Mars. No, actually, Saturn and Mars are always connected.
Yeah.
because Mars is exalted in Capricorn,
Yeah,
and Saturn rules Capricorn. So they too have to collaborate, because without Mars, we cannot do anything. We cannot exist. You know, we need Mars for action, for getting up in the morning from the bed, for washing our teeth, for doing anything, for having need to do one single thing. We need Mars. We won't be able to do a thing. So we need actually all these archetypes and images and energies. We need them all. We wouldn't be able to live without any of this. We would lose ourselves. We would be diminished, you know. So yeah. we are also learning now to transform these and to become friends with these energies, not to be afraid. Like, you know, Mercury is now in the shadow retrograde period, and it's about to go retrograde on the 20th, and people are, you know, panicking like, oh no, Mercury is about to go retrograde.
No, we have an ebook for you guys, so you can download it
Yeah.
in our bio, which is free. I don't know if it's in bio, but we will post about it. Anyways, we have an ebook which is written by Nina, and there is a lot of awesome stuff inside the ebook. So, you know, if you want to get it, we'll post, or just DM us on Instagram if you haven't gotten yours.
Yeah, it's about the truth about Mercury retrograde. What is it really about? Yeah. So, you know, there is no need to panic about any of these. You know, people also panic when they hear like they are going to have their first Saturn return, like, oh my God, my whole life is going to be turned upside down. People are going to die. People close to me, you know, those are the things that mainstream astrology is teaching you. Those are the things that you find and that you hear somehow. It's not like somebody is purposefully doing this on purpose, but that's the kind of energy that's being, you know, being out there, and that's what we are hooked on. We are attached to always expect the worst. You know, we always expect the worst, and we are so used to, you know, always struggling, always dealing with something, always having a tough time. We never expect something beautiful to happen. Actually, we do, but we are afraid. We are afraid that we are actually going to achieve the goal. We are actually afraid that that right moment before it has to happen, we are afraid and we withdraw. Like, oh no, I'm not ready to feel happy.
There is a saying that, you know, the more we are close to our dream, the more scary it becomes, or the more scary it becomes, the more we push it away from ourselves.
Yes, and we are always in this game, you know, we are always in this game. We are always running for something, and right that moment when we feel it could be true, we withdraw and we come back. Because it's a lot easier to complain. It's a lot easier to say I'm not good, I'm not well, I have to struggle. It's not easy to say, oh, I can really achieve this, I can get out of this state, I can, you know, I can become better, I can improve myself, I can do something about it. What is it that I can do to improve something right now? That's the question for this new moon in Virgo, real one. What can I do right now to improve at least one little thing in my life? And every day, you know, from day to day, what little things I can improve. Always do something, no matter how small it is, but just do it that improves you. Just something that makes you feel better, that motivates you, that makes you feel useful, that makes you feel productive, that makes you feel real, that makes you feel like, okay, this is what I did this, you know, I moved this item from this place to this place, I did it, you know.
Only
it's
my
something yeah, maybe that too. Maybe some people can do that also.
Bending the spoon.
Yeah. It's possible. It's not paranormal, it's actually very organic and natural, but we forgot how to use those senses.
No,
I hope that we are remembering.
We have been taught the rules of the matrix and the boundaries which we cannot escape. And you know, you can just have the horse on the line, like you see the image on the internet. There was a meme, like you put the horse on the line, just a simple like plastic chair, and the horse is not going anywhere because it thinks that it cannot escape.
Yeah. There are many similar stories.
That's why I'm just joking about Saturn, because we all And not all probably, but you and I definitely know what we are talking about when it comes to Saturn. So this is when it comes to the matrix and stuff. So
yeah.
that's why we are banned on Instagram right now. Not
yeah, but we are here. We are
Yeah.
here. We are not giving up. Like you see, that's another example. Like somebody cuts away something from you. Not somebody, but something happens and it's not available anymore. So what you're going to do? Find an alternative. You know,
Yeah.
find another way to do it. Don't just say, okay, now I can't do it. It's out of my control. But okay, how can I do it in another way? There are always trillions of ways to do something.
Yeah.
There is not only one way.
Yeah, there is a beauty in this, because when we rely too much on something external, we forget that there are infinite amount of opportunities and options around us if we just choose one. So what happened for us led us to basically building our community here in Moments more tightly through like emails and stuff like that and other stuff, and developing other things that can help us stay in touch, all of us, rather than just rely on something that can be taken away from us in the blink of an eye. And this is like something like analogy or whatever. I don't know. I'm not very good in analogies. Sean is like, but anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that we can use this in any situation in life.
Yes, in any situation, of course, and especially with ourselves. You know, we do believe that we are under certain conditions and limitations, and that's it. Like I am like this, but actually no, you are not like this. You are like that and like many other things, but you have to discover them. You have to explore yourself. You have to try new things to see what are you capable of. You are
Think
not
outside the
only
box.
capable you are not only capable of one thing. You cannot say for yourself, oh, but I'm not that kind of person, I am this kind of person, and that's it. That's
There is
not true.
no,
That's your illusion. I mean, that can be true for you if you truly believe it, it's true, but
there is no line attached to the plastic chair.
yes.
That was a
That's
lie.
it. Yeah.
They lied to you.
They lied to you. Yes.
We saw the demons be gone. Okay, then I think this is the went in straight and just dropped a lot of things here.
Yes.
Is there anything else
I mean,
you'd like to bring in, any other aspects, if we didn't touch on anything? Maybe there is anything positive when it comes to
yes.
other more positive aspects?
Yes, of course there is. You know, Venus is in trine aspect to Jupiter, which is perfect, which is amazing, and it's very, very good. It's for growth, it's perfect, and especially for growth in relationships, because there is, you know, Venus square Pluto, but at the same time Venus trines Jupiter. So through that crisis and through that shadowy period and trajectory changes, you know, there is growth there, and there is beautiful growth. You know, Venus trine Jupiter is very, very positive and can be something you didn't expect. Like, wow, I cannot believe that we came to this solution and we were totally, you know, in the corner without possibility. We haven't seen any exit, and now suddenly, poof, there is a whole new world. You know, something totally unexpected came from this, something beautiful.
So Jupiter
there is
unexpected, something, opportunities and stuff popping out of the blue.
Yes, I mean, Uranus is also in the game. You know, Uranus is
Saturn again.
yes, there is a trine, energy with Uranus, and you know, this new moon trines the planet of, you know, sudden changes, shocks, you know, lightning bolts, need for liberation, need for awakening, need for truth, need for you know, authenticity. So of course there has to be these elements of sudden changes, sudden unexpected moments where we are surprised, but we are surprised in a good way because there is a trine. So these are good surprises, but it can seem these, this period of time can be a bit like a black comedy. It can have, it can have that, it can have that taste, it can have that taste like, it's black comedy, it's tragedy and comedy at the same time. And we are learning through that. We are learning and we don't feel so bad, although maybe bad things may be happening around us and we may not see so many happy faces around us, but good things are happening as well behind that. There is, one little smile somewhere there in the back, there is someone smiling and telling you, I know what you see and I see it the same way and I'm smiling to this whole situation. So it could be that kind of energy as well.
Someone who is vibrating higher and the other person is vibrating higher and can transcend the illusion of the bullshit.
Yes, I mean, that's it. You are in the middle of the storm.
There is one person, the other person, and there is a bullshit. But if both persons more ascendant, they can see through the bullshit.
Yes.
My explanations are the best.
I love it.
You talk so beautiful, and I'm always destroying your moments with all my interruptions.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect duo. Yes, dream team.
I love it. I am fake Gemini. You are real Gemini. Or maybe like you mentioned one time that maybe that first degree of Cancer means that I am actually Master Gemini, which means I am better than you.
Yes, you have Gemini implemented already within you. You are just at the beginning of the Cancer.
Yeah.
So you have a long way to go.
I would prefer just total Gemini, no Cancer.
You have to accept it.
Yeah. It's a joke. It's a joke stories, guys. We are just having personal conversations now, but the conversation is very, very, very cool so far, and there is a lot. Listening to Nina gave me a lot of clarity and a lot of, I don't know, I just felt ugly in the last couple of days. Of course, not because of my looks, but just because.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough, but it's now settling. But then again, we'll see more and more, crazy periods now when we enter October, November. But we'll talk about that later, because it's these closing months will be crazy and heavy, really, because
so I think since you
eclipses,
we will get to, we just went through, I mean, still we are into eclipse season.
Yes, and I mean, it's coming now again in October, November, and December, plus Saturn, Uranus, again, exact square that's been going on for this whole year.
They are coming only like exclusively together with with eclipses.
Yes. Yes. Together with eclipses, so it's crazy. And these are the last ones, these are the closing ones, so there will be those will be great revelations, inner and outer. We may see some truths coming out, some information coming out.
This is actually what I was trying to communicate within myself. I talked this topic the last 10 minutes already, but we were talking externally something else. And I wanted to bring up, because we talked everything about like very personal things and what is going on internally, which is also a reflection of what is going on externally. But when it comes to collective, I think it's a little bit different because there is a lot of different stories. And so what all this new moon in Virgo means for the collective, for the species as a human beings, where are we going and what's going on?
Well, it's hard to say right now because things are very
censored.
No. It's pretty invisible right now, everything, because we have all the big planets in retrograde motion. So it's all pretty much confusing and everything is masked with something. There are many filters, many masks, many cover-ups, and we can't see things very clearly. Plus Mercury will go retrograde as well, so we will have 7 retrograde planets, and that's like almost everything will be retrograde. So it will be time for doing anything that has re words in it: rethink, review, revision, restructure, recover, repair, everything with re. Repeat something many times, and these will be preparations. We are preparing for something bigger that's about to happen and to come and to change. This new moon is preparing us to find the common sense and to be grounded and to settle in, to see things, to pay attention to things that matter, to separate wheat from chaff, to see what's worthy and what's not worthy, and to prepare for the storm, because the storm is coming. The winter is coming. The storm.
It's funny. I will bring another joke in, which is completely not related to what you were saying, but I need to bring this in just for, So, the thing. So basically, being in a relationship with Virgo, I learned 3 words: time, planning, and separate.
Perfect. That's all you need. That's all you need. And we should apply all this now, right now. We should apply those.
What you said, separate what?
Separate the wheat from chaff, separate what's rotten from wheat. Yeah, separating the toxic and rotten matter from that which is healthy and good. And that's happening in collective right now. We'll see that happening and in relationships as well. If someone is toxic for you, if someone is, if you are in a group of people where there are more toxic minds around you, there will be separation will happen. And that's also happening in our bodies. So we may go through health issues as well. Some of us may have to deal with physical health because we have to purify, and that's separating wheat from chaff. Seeing what's useful, what's not useful, dropping everything that's toxic, removing it from yourself, or it will be removed one way or another. It will be removed, but it may be painful if you resist it. So resistance is not the way, because the more we resist, the more pain we will have. So it's better when we are relaxed and just let it happen. What happens will happen. Just accept it and do what you can do with what you have already. Do the best with what you already have. Choose, as we said, small things that you can improve. Do something, learn something practical to do, learn something good that can, that has, meaning, like little things, like repairing, I don't know, changing the tire on the car, something like that, something practical that will help you in the moment when the time comes for you that you have to apply that knowledge. Because that will happen. Now this energy tells you, learn to do something practical, learn to plant your own food, learn how to plant a vegetable. Maybe you will need it, maybe you won't be able. Yeah.
So this is perfect time to learn how to plant, but also it's perfect time to reap the rewards. It's a harvest season.
Yeah, harvest season. Exactly. That's why wheat from chaff is happening, because to harvest, you have to throw away everything that is not good from the, things that you are harvesting, and to take only what's good, only the good fruits. You won't take the rotten fruits, of course. So
separate.
yeah. Learn to discern.
This one is the most tough for me, from time and plan and separate.
Yeah.
It's a trying.
That's enough. Yes. Perfect trine. Yeah.
Okay, this is funny. But so more things that's coming, what you were mentioning about eclipses and Saturn and square Uranus. And till the rest of the year, do you think the energy of like intensity and what we are feeling, restrictions and stuff, is it going to build up until it's going to become better and explode at some point? Or is it going to become smooth and then explode? Or how do you see this unfolding?
Well, I'm sure it won't disappear by itself. That's for sure. And I am also mostly sure that things will become more restrictive. And but how the things will go from that point on, I don't know, because the Uranus is in play, and the rebellious energy is very activated, and the inner rebel is awakening, and the inner individual, the inner genius is awakening. So we are not really agreeing to lose our freedom. No matter what happens, we will be ready to be free individuals, because we are born free in this world. So I'm sure it won't disappear overnight. It won't be smooth, and it will get tough, but we will see what will happen. Because this is what has to happen in order for us to start awakening and to start seeing what's wrong within ourselves. Because as we said before, all these external changes are projections of the collective unconscious, and we are facing this collective nightmare, because we are living in a collective nightmare actually, and we have to wake up from it.
In the hospital. You said
yeah.
I will not go into detail, maybe.
Yeah, don't.
Well,
we have to be wise.
That's all I have to say about that. So I mean,
so we'll see. I mean, that's only on the external, but on the internal, because that's what's happening externally will trigger many inner fights and battles within us, and everyone will have a different journey here. Maybe for some people it will be perfect, for some people it may be it may be like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for all my life, maybe, but exactly
opportunity pass.
no, but really, maybe these changes really bring something good. For example, it happened to me as well, because the moment this all started happening, I started working with moon omens, and it opened up some very good things.
I mean, if it wasn't crazy how this all aligned at all, like how we started thing, and I don't understand why I'm here also.
Yeah, but that's my point. It doesn't have to mean that all those restrictions and stuff will turn out bad. Maybe they will turn out good, especially for somebody's career, and people start becoming self-employed, doing something creative, realizing that they cannot depend on the system anymore. They have to become independent. They have to learn how to do things, as we just said, learn how to garden, learn how to plant vegetables, learn how to have grow your own food, learn how to live on the village, those kinds of things.
I wanted to disagree with you, but since you started talking about village life, it made sense, because this is what I also think, because the reality is that with the current system, it's not designed for human happiness. It's not designed for collective happiness. It's just designed purely for one reason. And that battle was going on forever. If we look back into history, we know already what's going on today. And it's, like making friends with a system that's soon going to become social credit card system.
It's
being rewarded for being good and being basically destroyed if you are not good. Then we have to definitely come back to our roots and realize
Yes.
where we came from, because we no longer can participate in this show.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense anymore. Oh my God.
What?
No, we talk too much.
Yes.
But I hope you guys enjoying, because this might be the last conversation. We are not saying nothing, actually, like in particular, or not saying the names or anything, but this what happened on Instagram also. We didn't say nothing. It's funny.
That's enough. It's enough for the system and the other things.
The algorithm is super intelligent these days. The AI, I think, already is more intelligent than us. Which brings me to the point of quantum computer. And then we go to Landru, but probably we have to leave these jokes aside. They must be gone. Okay, no. So we spoke about amazing things about collective, people getting back. Virgo season is amazing because we harvest and then we have an opportunity to tune into our powers and learn how to plant seeds for the future. So when then it's going to be the next season for planting seeds, and then we're gonna be prepared. So now
we are preparing, we are self-improving, we are working on self-betterment and on learning how to really see what's good for us, what's not good for us, and we are revealing, it's being revealed to us in small details. We can become aware of something very small, for example, a small little habit that we have, and we become aware of it, like, oh, I haven't noticed this thing before, I haven't noticed this little thing before that this person does. And for example, you may discover something about your a friend or a partner or a family member, like, oh, I haven't noticed that this person does this or that before, but now I see and now I learn more about this person, things like that. And we are also learning about ourselves through these little details. And these little details reveal a lot, actually.
Yeah. Well, I see now that Virgo energy consumed you completely. No, but it's good.
It's good. It's good.
It doesn't make sense how you are in nature, relaxed, enjoying now, and not obsessed working on something.
Yeah, it's heavy in the city. It's much easier. It's much easier here. I can talk like this because I'm in the nature. Actually.
And you have good connection.
Yes, I managed to make it because I actually bought a SIM card with mobile internet.
Okay, that's nice. I mean,
yeah,
I miss the background like you have now. I mean, I live in the desert right now, so there is no real trees and only, whatever grows in the city, it's taken care of. So, but this is good for the season. They have to implement a lot of changes which are still taking place. So it's like a transition period, and I hope to get back.
It's a transition.
I hope to get
back. It's good. You will feel like 100 times much more alive and better when you step into the nature.
Then I will go into the wild. Probably I'll never get back.
Yes.
I will abandon
something like
society.
that. Extremes. From the desert into the wild. Yeah.
Now the journey is basically like the alchemist, like Santiago got into the desert looking for the treasure.
Exactly.
To realize that the treasure is within.
Yes, just as we said, with this new moon, the sea level withdraws and the things also within us withdraw, and we have a better view on the things that we couldn't see before. So we do discover those treasures, but also some monsters along the way.
Yeah, before you go to sleep, guys, check under your bed if there is a monster or no. You have to make sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was cool. I mean, if there is anything you guys would like to ask us, so please drop your comments here in the comments, your questions. And so we would be more than happy to see if we have any answers to you, if we can talk about something more. Because I don't know if there is anything else, because I think we talked for 1.5 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes. It just that time flew by. It was amazing conversation. And I don't know.
Amazing.
If we didn't cover anything yet, but I think pretty much a lot of things we covered.
I think we said the essential parts. We said all that there is to say for this energy. I mean, we could talk as always for hours about this, but
so
this is the essence.
While we are waiting for your guys' comments, please drop your comments, like questions if you have any. If you don't have, we will just wrap this up. So before that, I have one more question. So now we have new moon in Virgo, and then we have full moon in
Pisces.
In Pisces. Interesting. I like that. It's going to be
emotional. It's always like that, you know. You have
full big time, because there is a misconception. Is this a myth or the fact? Question for you, Nina.
Yeah.
26 zone. Is Virgo really a cold, or is Virgo not cold? Is this myth or fact?
It is sometimes true and sometimes not, of course. I mean, Virgo can be very, very cold and cool, because that's the kind of archetype that Virgo represents, because it's about not being seen. Virgo archetype doesn't want to be seen. It doesn't want to be exposed. It doesn't want others to see how they feel. You know, everyone who has strong Virgo in their charts, they don't want others to see how they really feel. So they play and they have that face that can, you know, take everything, you know, and what's happening on the inside, it cannot be seen. So they can seem cold and distant because of this, because they are protecting themselves. You know, they don't want to be exposed. They don't want to show off. They don't want others to know what they really think and feel inside. So they can seem cold because of that. They have trust issues. They have trust issues.
That feeling of perfection. So where there is a wise Virgo would tend to be more surrendering, and if somehow these feelings are popping up, just this is not guys for the Virgo like a sun sign, but you know,
it's in all of us. We all carry all of these archetypes. So when these archetypes are triggered by, for example, by the planetary aspects, when these archetypes are triggered like now, we all feel them, and they are all activated within us. So we all have this. We are all to some degree hiding how we feel sometimes in front of somebody, that we don't want to see how we really feel, and we all want to be our best, to show the best of ourselves, to show how perfect we are.
This is the problem with humanity. I mean, the necessity to control everything and the need to be perfect, it doesn't really make any sense if you want to have a collective, happy collective life, togetherness and unconditional love. Like there is some UFOs meme, like aliens sitting and chatting why humans are not having telepathic communication. And the answer is the other one answering, because they have too much to hide from each other.
Yeah.
So, you know, and where is this coming from? What is the root of the evil?
Yes. And of course, there is also one more thing, like we have hard time with forgiveness, because we always feel like if we forgive, we will lose something, like we will lose something, some great part of us, if we are humble and if we are really forgiving. If we forgive someone and if we apologize to someone sincerely, we may feel like we are losing our power. We may feel like we are becoming weak and vulnerable, but this is what is needed. We need to show our vulnerability. We need to show that we are human beings and that we can forgive. This is what separates us from animals. You know, we have ability to express our emotions and to exchange these emotions with another person. And you know, no matter what we do or what the other person does, we can talk about it, we can feel it, we can exchange thoughts and emotions, and we can, you know, forgive each other. And that's like the greatest thing that we can do. No matter how hard it is, it's much harder to hold it inside, because that when we are not forgiving, we are not hurting anyone but ourselves. It's not like because we are not forgiving, we are holding this person somehow in some position that, you know, like, you know, now I'm not forgiving and you know this and you will feel this, but no, you are only hurting yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
I don't, I never understood this. Like it never made sense to me. And I had these experiences, so it's like when I see this, I'm completely turned off, because it just shows the maturity, I think. And,
yeah, but we have to grow, you know, because as when you said wise Virgo would not be so controlling, but to reach that wise Virgo, we have to go through the lowest parts of Virgo. Yeah, we are not born as wise Virgos, so we have to go through all these stadiums and to learn through them.
Yeah,
and we have to face it.
Unless you are me. It's a joke. I like the
yes, then nothing. Then nothing. Just sit and be.
then you just born this way. Perfect.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not true. I'm just messing. Anyway, there is not many questions today. I mean, I don't know. This is not very specific, but Daniele asked, is now a good time for a big move?
Oh, sorry, I was reading a question from Sean.
Sean? Our Sean?
Yeah. Yes.
Or somebody else's Sean.
I'm sorry. Did you read the question before this? Because I was reading and I wasn't listening to you.
Yeah.
Did you read the question, or
does Sean have any question that is worth answering?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, his question is, Nina, you mentioned that Virgo's mess is material and Gemini's mess is mental. Is it safe to say that the water signs mess would be with their emotions? And how about the fire signs mess? So yeah, pretty much, you know, it can be put that way, you know, elements and, you know, what are they dealing with, what's their mess, you know. Earth elements, earth signs, yeah, they are more with practical things, with tangible things, with visible world, you know. It's earth and it's something that you can touch and see and feel. Mental, you know, air signs, they are more with, you know, thoughts and mental energies and ideas and plans and talks and words.
And Leo will have to go out and throw some punches.
Yeah, I mean, fire signs have to deal with, you know, they all have some anger management issues a lot. I mean, we all do, of course. This is just, you know, when someone has more fire in their charts, this can be a problem, you know. Anger management, action problems with temperament, with, you know, short temper, impulsivity. And water signs, yes, of course, emotions, because water is a symbol of emotions as well. So it's about that flow of emotions and empathy and compassion and suffering and, you know, all those emotional processings. So yes, emotions, physical mess, mental mess, anger management. Yes, all this can be divided into elements and their signs. So everyone can relate, I am sure.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, I loved it.
Do you, Sean, have a follow-up question to the answer? I mean, you know, then I will ask a question also. 4 tips, practical, how to cope, how to release, how to feel better during the new moon in Virgo for air signs.
For air signs.
Yeah.
Well, I would give this answer for everyone.
More, right. For someone who have more air in their charts.
Listen, I mean, this can be divided, but when these energies are in play, you know, new moon in Virgo, it affects us all. And the good thing for everyone to do is what we have already mentioned many times during this conversation. Yes, it's learn to do something practical. That's also good for all signs, because
time, plan, and separation.
Yeah, learn to do something practical. Separate. Learn to discern. You know, see what's useful and what's not useful. Pay attention to something that is happening right now in your life and that is, you know, very evident and obvious. Something that is coming up. See it and pay attention to that. Pay attention to the things that are, you know, constantly repeating. Something that's, you know, important. Also your dreams, because there is an opposition to Neptune, and this is Virgo, and Pisces are important. So pay attention to your dreams as well. They may send some information, some message, some sign through a symbol or through a person or a word that you hear in your dream, you know. And you can always write down symbols that you have remembered, and then you can write down associations, first associations that you have next to those symbols, and then you can connect the things in your mind and in your heart. You can see if that tells you something. Those associations are very important, but first ones that comes to you.
And how you feel about them.
Yeah.
Last night I dreamt about the woman who had a daughter.
Okay.
That's all I have to say about that.
woman, child, and daughter. Okay, that's it. Those are three symbols for you.
Woman who have a child.
Yeah, I'm saying those are symbols.
Yeah.
Symbols: woman, child, and daughter. Okay, and then you write down associations, first ones that come to you. For woman, for child, for daughter.
Okay. I don't have any associations, to be honest. I will check Google.
Yeah.
Let Landry tell me what to think. Okay. Anyways, there was another question. I'm again messing. Sorry about me misbehaving. So the question was, again, is now a good time for a big move? So I mean, person probably wants to start something big in life, change. I don't know.
Well, we spoke about this. It's not, this new moon is not about big things. It's not about big changes. It's more about small details,
so
small
it's
changes.
Not about crazy Uranus, like earthquake energy where you just go and explode and go and whatever. It's just something that you can do, fix right now what you have currently and be grateful for what you have.
Small steps, you know, do one step at a time. What can I do right now? Okay, then tomorrow, what can I do right now? And those little changes and little steps can lead you into the big ones, but not all of a sudden and all at once to do something very radical. It's not very good time for that. Of course, it depends. It's an individual thing, but in general, this is more for, you know, small steps and small changes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, I mean, this was perfect, Nina. There's no more questions. We have 77 likes, which is
good,
wonderful, because we planned my time 7 p.m.
Yes, 7 on the 7th
September. 77 likes, 79 people watching. So if 80 people, if 3 people go and leave, we're gonna have 77.
Seventh son of the seventh son, yeah. Great, perfect.
So, beautiful conversation, Anna. Thank you. And
yes, thank you.
We didn't have a lot of people again this time. I don't know how we can improve.
Next time, yeah, we should announce it a couple of days earlier, I guess.
But we did send an email like 2 days ago, but it's still not a lot of people here. But anyways, it's good to have whoever was meant to listen to this conversation, they probably got as much as I received, because I received a lot. And and it's amazing. Always these conversations helps me a lot the most. So I do appreciate them, even though sometimes I don't feel like having them.
But you go through them all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mars, Taurus, mid-heavens. There is no in my life.
No.
No excuse. Discipline equals freedom.
Yeah.
And Leo ascendant. So thank you, Nina. Appreciate this conversation. Appreciate you showing me this amazing background. Now I feel like I'm actually with you, standing on this, ground there on this road, and I really do feel I'm connected. I will be back soon, and thank you guys for tuning in. I wish you amazing new moon experience, amazing new moon in Virgo, and I hope you can harvest the most positive and best energies this new moon in Virgo brings. And so we're gonna see you then on the next live stream, which is going to be
on the 20th.
Yeah, which is going to be actually very soon. So it's just a couple of weeks. And full moon in Pisces, which is going to be interesting. Is it going to be, is there going to be anything? We will talk about that later, but I'm still curious now. My report. Okay, we have to wrap this up. Thank you, Nana, and appreciate you. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
And,
thank you all.
See you soon, guys.
See ya.
Bye. Bye, Nana. Ciao.
Ciao.